Hi all, so we've got a behemoth of a video lined up here. So I was rolling through Tier Maker, and I was going to do a pistol tier list, and then I recorded the whole thing and realized that none of my audio captured. So then I found a tier list that has every base in the game. And what we're going to do is we're going to rank all the bases here. Because now that I've done all my content reviews, what better way to cap it all off than with a base tier list? Shout out to the user who made this, Lemon Sai on Twitter, because I'm using your tier list. Do note that this is old Esmir bases, and it does not contain Osher. Mind you, pretty much everything there would just be F tier, so it's not like it really matters. It's also going to be hard for me to remember every single name of every single base, considering that we have relatively small pictures to work with here. But I will do what I can. This video might be a little bit long, but you know what? It'll be funny, okay? So, most of Hossin, if I can't really remember what base it is ultimately going to be D tier. I don't think Hossin is very bad, on the whole, but a lot of the bases there are just okay. And I've never got the chance to fight a lot of Warp Gate bases here before. But the bases that I do know, I will definitely be talking about a bit, but pretty much every Warp Gate base that I've never fought at before is going to go into D tier. So, all snap stations are relatively the same, so we're going to use this one as an example. I believe this is the one on the right side of the continent that is totally escaping my mind right now. It's near Gurney Dam. Pretty much every Hossin amp station is just a C tier. I don't think any of them are particularly good, but they're all fine. Another Warp Gate base. The Awful Pit is F tier. Actually, no, we'll put Awful Pit in E tier. I really don't like the way Awful Pit flows. It generally is just not very fun to play in. And this is probably going to be hard to understand or watch, but you know what? We're just going to make this because it's funny. This is one of the Warp Gate. I think this is Kessel's. It's hard to tell with these small pictures. Kessel's is a solid B tier. It has some spawn camping issues, but I actually really like Kessel's for what it is. This looks like one of the Chak auxiliaries. I believe this is Fusion Lab. And I actually really like Chak. The Fusion. It's B tier. It's good for what it is. Now, Chak Tech is E tier. I don't actually like tech plants at all. Pretty much every tech plant in this video is going to be E tier. Southern Chak, the one that I don't remember the name of, I don't usually get to fight at much, but it's okay. It's D tier. And the Chak that's to the east of the tech plant, I also never get to fight at much, so it's going to be D tier. This is a Warp Gate base that I don't recognize. This is a Warp Gate base that I don't recognize. This is Hunter's Blind, and Hunter's Blind is a lot of fun. Or it's one of the raised bases. I'm sorry if this is going to be hard to understand, but we're gonna do what we can to try and make this as good as possible. Both the Hossin raised bases, because there's two of them, I actually really like them. I wish there was a way to get Sunners in them more effectively. Of course, Anvils did help with that problem, but they're still rough to try and take. This is another Warp Gate base that I straight up don't recognize. Same goes for that one. This is another gate base that I don't recognize. Oh god, there's going to be a whole lot of these. Okay, all the construction sites I'm just going to put into one tier. Or rather, I'm just going to rank one of them, and we're just going to leave the rest of them just pile up on the list, because I don't care to rank every single one individually. And construction sites, I actually really love. This might be unpopular, but I honestly think they're an A tier base. They flow really well, they're fun to play in. I find they're generally well balanced between attackers and defenders. I really like them. I think they're really, really enjoyable to play in. I don't recognize this base, so it's going in D tier. I probably should just create a tier for bases I straight up don't recognize. That's a construction, so we'll just put all the constructions in A tier. Another Warp Gate base I don't recognize. Another base I don't recognize or remember. That's the thing, right? Is I'm not in game, so we're gonna this is gonna be a little bit difficult in a lot of ways. This is Hatcher Air Station. Hatcher Air Station is E tier. I actually really, really don't like Hatcher for what it is. It's okay, but it's not fun to farm in. It doesn't feel like it flows particularly well. I just really, really don't like Hatcher. I think it's placed in a weird spot on the lattice. It's just not fun. Another base that I don't recognize, Biolab. Biolabs are A tier. Regular Biolabs are A tier. Excuse me, they're B tier, because they don't have hard spawns anymore. If they had hard spawns, they would actually be an S tier. Without hard spawns, they're in B tier because they're a little bit too hard to take nowadays. Other than that, I actually really do like Biolabs, and I realize it's probably not a super popular opinion. This is one of the Aachen auxiliaries. This is the Southern Auxiliary of Memory Serve, and it's probably a B tier base. I really like it for what it is. I don't recognize you. I don't recognize you. Another construction base, of course, goes in A tier. I don't recognize you, or I can't tell because the picture is too small, and this is going to be a problem with quite a bit of the tier list. Another Haas and Biolab, it's going to be A. We're going to actually pretty much try and put all the Biolabs together. This is one of the auxiliaries for a Biolab that I don't remember the name of right now, but it's a decent base. It's probably a C tier. This video is going to be so scuffed. Bravada PMC is F tier. I really don't like Bravada. It plays like shit. It plays like shit, it flows like shit, it's just not a good time in general. I really, really do not like Bravada in any way, sense, or form, and in general, I would not ever play on it. I generally will stay away from it at every time I can, because it is not good. I don't recognize you. God, we're going to have a massive D tier. We don't recognize you. That's another construction base. You're going in A tier. We're ranking everything, believe it or not. This is Broken Veil. Broken Veil is... probably C tier. I'm not sure. Here, we're going to move D tier all the way down, and we're going to rename it to... I don't know you. And we'll make it white. There we go. Cool. And then we will add a new D tier in, add a row above. D. There we go. Cool. That problem's been solved. Now we have a giant shitbox for everything that I don't remember. This is Woodman ASC. I don't like Woodman ASC. I think it's D tier. It's okay. It's not the worst thing ever, but on the whole, I don't really care for it. It's just okay. Another construction base is A tier. Again, like I said, I really like all of them. Don't recognize you. You're a tech plant, and I do not like techs. We will keep all the techs together for the most part in E tier. I don't recognize you. You are Ganon Southern, and you are easily in F tier because that base plays like shit. This is, I think it's Fort Drexler, and it was ruined by being a conduit base, in my opinion. Not that it was ever a good base to begin with, but it just kind of sucks. Huracan, I believe this is secure storage. It's one of the Huracan auxiliaries. It's alright, it's D tier. Another amp station. Where did I put my amp stations? My amp stations were all going to be C tier, if memory serve. I don't recognize you. This is Gurney Dam, and Gurney Dam is an F tier. Gurney Dam is a shit show. I do not like Gurney Dam in any way, sense, or form. I think it's a really, really shit base. I think it flows really poorly. There's no cover to work with. It just sucks. It really just sucks. This is another one of that amp station I can't remember its auxiliaries, and it's an E tier, I think. It's really easy to get spawn locked. Another amp station, you're going in C tier. This is... oh, fuck. I don't remember you. You know what? You're going in that tier. You're also going in that tier. Again, the problem of doing this all live, just looking at a tier list, is I've got to manually remember every single base here. So you're getting... this video is going to be scuffed. This video is going to be really scuffed. I don't know how long this thing is going to be. This thing's probably going to be like 20 minutes, if not longer. Because I have to go through every base in the game. Well, every base mostly in the game. This is... what is it? What is it called nowadays? It's one of the Hossen bases. It's on the Eastern Lane. I made fun of it a lot. I can't place the name right now. It's an F tier though. It's not very good. It's too hard to take. It's not very fun to take. This is the Ziggurat, and Ziggurat is an easy F tier. It's shit. Ziggurat flows really, really terribly, and I don't think I've ever had a fun session at the Ziggurat. It's just bad. I don't know you. I don't know you. Mulak Pass, I've never gotten a fight at, so I can't actually make a comment on that. Same for you. This is a tech, and techs were going in E tier, I believe. This is an auxiliary that I don't remember. Okay, this is Bidle's Western Auxiliary base, and honestly, it's a solid C tier. Stockpile, it's pretty good. It could use some more Sunder spawns. Other than that, I actually do like Stockpile quite a bit. I find it flows pretty decently in mediocre pop. I don't recognize you. Biolabs, we're all going in B tier. I don't recognize you, and you look really unfun anyway. Another construction site. God, we're going to have the whole construction site tier at this point. I don't recognize you. I don't recognize you. I don't recognize you. I don't recognize you. This is Root House Distillery. And Root House Distillery is B tier. It's okay for what it is. It flows pretty good. Outside of that, it is kind of junk. I don't mind Root House. That's the thing with this tier list, honestly. A lot of things is... if I can tolerate the base, it's like a B or a C tier. If I like the base, it's an A tier, and if I really like the base, it's an S tier. Anything D tier or below is pretty much I don't like it. It's just a scale of how much do I not like it. This is Johari Cove, I believe. The Vanu Lubrication Depot, as it should have been named. It's probably an E tier base. It's too easy to lock people. It's too easy to farm in general. I don't recognize you. This is Nascence. Nascence is an S tier base and will be the first S tier base because Nascence is really, really well designed. It's a fun farm. It's a good 3-way. I don't mind it when fights last for 2 hours though there because it's a great farm. You know what? It's a great farm for what it is. Construction site. This is Nettlemire. Nettlemire is an easy F tier. Nettlemire sucks. Flows really badly. Sunder spawns are shit. Really easy to farm. This is Karn. Karn is also an F tier. It's a really, really bad tower base. It's not fun to play, and it's really easy to spawn lock. In general, it just kind of sucks. It's not fun. That's awesome. Oh boy. We're 1 continent down, and we're 10 minutes into the video. Oh lord. Okay. This is going to be a meaty video. And as I said already, multiple times, I apologize. This is kind of hard to watch, because obviously I'm not pulling in game. I'm not going to edit this shit together. I'm basically making this entire video on a whim, because the sidearm tier list went to shit, because it just didn't record any audio. So, this is going to be scuff. But you know what? We thrive on scuff here. This takes us into Old Esmir. Some of these bases have largely not changed. The ones that have, I'll probably just chuck into I don't know you tier. Actually, no, we'll create a new tier called Deleted. It'll be black. No, no, that's not what I wanted. No, tier maker, why do you gotta be so annoying? I don't know you. White, done. You're gonna be deleted. Black, done. Okay. This is what used to be the Manny Tower base. It's D tier. It got changed quite a bit in the Shattered Warpgate patch. I don't think it's very good, but I think for what it is, it's alright. It's a D tier. It's okay. Manny Fortress is F tier. I'm calling it by its old name. Fuck you. This is my channel. I get to do what I want. It's just not good. I think it's Steel Shore Processing now, if memory serves. This is Manny Southern. I think it's called Esper Research something now. B tier base. It's pretty alright. I don't have a whole lot to say on it. That is the old North Point Station. The tower base that used to be on the top right of the continent that's now reduced to atoms. It was really good. I'm really sad that they killed it. Biolab, of course, is going into B tier. This is Haven. Haven didn't get changed at all, and it doesn't matter if it did, because it's still E tier. It still flows like absolute shit. I think that got changed. I'm pretty sure that got changed. That got changed. Aurora Materials didn't really change. They just kind of rotated it. It's like a C tier base. It's okay. For what it is, it's okay. Grab a drink, because I'm going to be here for a while. I think you got changed. I think you got changed. I think you got changed. I know you got changed. Amps are all C tier. You got changed. I believe you got changed. Rhyme is E tier. I don't really like Rhyme Analytics. It's not the worst thing ever. It can have decent fights in it, but it usually doesn't. It's a pretty rough base, all things considered. You got changed. Grey Heron didn't really get changed, so I believe it's a B tier. I don't think it got changed a whole lot. At least I sure hope it did. It was a good base. Every single Envari auxiliary all suck. Traverse sucks. New Traverse sucks. It's been changed a bit, but it still sucks. Matheson's is like D tier. It's a conduit base now, obviously, but it's still fine. It can be alright. You got changed. Techs were all going to be... What did we agree on for techs? Techs were going to be E tier, I think. This is the old ICE auxiliary, the one that used to be to the east. They got rid of it, which is a shame, because it was actually an S tier base. That's ISA Fortress or whatever they call it. That got gutted. All the ICE auxiliaries got gutted, so we can just get rid of them all. Unfortunately, I really liked a lot of the ICE auxiliaries. Amp Station was going to be C tier. I believe that got changed. I believe that got changed. That was one of the old Envari auxiliaries that got changed. Envari South is actually garbage. It's F tier. I'll try not to make this video too long. We're going to try and start going through stuff relatively quick, I think. I believe you got changed. Watersons is, like, B tier? Watersons is really weird because it can be a really good fight as long as there's no vehicles around or maxes around. Once there's vehicles and maxes around, the whole base goes to shit. Like, it's an F tier if you have bad fight quality there, but when you don't, it's a lot of fun. I believe this is Echo Valley. Um, Echo Valley did get changed a lot. It's still an F tier base, even after the change, but it got changed quite a bit. I don't recognize you. This tower base got removed. This is Jaeger's Crossing, which used to be below Jaeger's Fist, which is a real shame, because Crossing was actually a pretty decent tower base for what it was. Frostbite Harbor, I don't believe really got changed. It's like a D-tier base. You don't get to fight there a whole lot, which is actually a shame. Oh boy, Bridgeward. Bridgeward is F tier. It's too easy to vehicle farm. It's actually a relatively decent base layout, but it's really, really easy to vehicle farm, and for that, it just kind of sucks. That is an old sky base that used to be right next to Echo Valley that got deleted, which is a shame because it was actually quite good if memory serve. I believe that's been deleted. This is 2's stone, I think? 2's stone is a D tier. You don't get to fight at it a whole lot. Apologize if this, I know, it's a weird comment to make 16 minutes in, but I apologize this tier list does not particularly seem like very coherent. It's basically all just personal opinion what I think of every base here, and with these tiny-ass screenshots, which is not a fault of the tier creator, obviously. It's kind of hard to tell. That's why a lot of these bases are just going in I don't know you, because I straight up don't recognize a whole lot of these. Actually, this is... Oh, I can't believe I missed this. This is, Genuine Holographics. It's S tier. It has really cool theming. I've never actually gotten a fight there, but I fought there at 1v1s, and that single-handedly is enough to go to S tier. Great base. This is... This is right next to LI Tower. The name escapes me right now, but it's an F tier. It's really shit. It flows really badly. Speaking of LI Tower, it is A tier. Or, sorry, B tier. I don't remember you. Oh, wait, no, that's not even the tier. This is Terran BL4. Terran BL4 is probably B tier. It flows pretty well. Nice fights, all things together. It just gets a vehicle farmed. This is Frostfall Overlook. Frostfall is probably E tier. It's really easy to vehicle farm. It's really easy to spawn trap. You can have good fights there, it's just not super often that it does. I'm pretty sure that's been changed. Amp stations were going in C tier, so we'll chuck you up there. This is the walking base. It's one of the LE auxiliaries that is escaping me right now, because I don't have the game open. It sucks. It's really bad. It's F tier. It flows like shit. That base got deleted altogether, if memory serve. That base I don't recognize. That got deleted, I believe. That got deleted, I believe. Biolab obviously goes into B tier, because we like Biolabs here. You are Palos Solar Array, and you are a Warp Gate base, but you were relatively decent. Every time I've gotten to fight you, you are D tier. I believe you got deleted, and... Oh shit, is this Haven? Oh fuck, we might have two Havens on this list, because I don't know what the other Haven was I ranked. I should probably try and find the other Haven, just so I have them a consistent rank. Well, I don't know where the other Haven's gone. You can tell that this is pretty haphazard, huh? It's an F tier base. Haven plays really, really poorly. Moving on to Amrish, best content in the game. Really trying to pick up the pace here. I don't know you because I never get to fight at you. North Grove is F tier. North Grove has really, really terrible flow. Really terrible spawn room, really terrible point room. It's just a really shit base in general. North Grove is ass. You are Sungrain North, and you are E tier. Flows pretty poorly. It can play decently, and it's got a neat point room setup, but it flows really, really poorly, and it's really easy to vehicle farm. You are the Death Triangle that's on one of the warp gates, and I don't remember exactly your name, but I remember you actually being surprisingly decent to fight, and you're a B tier. That is... Is that one of the Mechal auxiliaries? I think that is one of the Mechal auxiliaries, but I don't recognize you, so you're going in that tier. Same for you. What is this? No, that's not our Exocomp substation. That is... Oh shit, this is like a test of my own base knowledge. I'm gonna say I don't recognize you. Lithcore Secure Mine is F tier. Actually, that's a lie. It's D tier. What am I saying? Lithcore Secure is really weirdly set up, but it's a cool base, and it's reasonably fun to fight at if you get a good fight going there. It's hard to get a good fight going there, and that's why it's D tier. But if you do get a good fight there, it's pretty good for what it is. It's honestly pretty alright. This core fortress is like a D tier. Pretty much the same problems as Secure Mine. It's just really, really hard to get Sunderers into. It's really hard to actually get a good fight going there. Once you do, it's pretty alright, though. This is one of the Sungrey auxiliaries. I believe this is the one to the west near NC Arsenal, and it honestly kind of sucks. It's really easy to spawn camp. It has really bad flow. It's F tier. Plays like shit. Sungrey Amp is going with the other amp stations, and that was C tier, if memory serves. This is the other Sungrey auxiliary that you never ever get to fight at. I believe it's D tier. This is the one near the warp gate on the east side. It's okay. I don't think it's anything particularly special. I don't recognize you. I don't recognize you. What are... I should recognize you, but I don't. This is another amp station. You are going into C tier with the rest of them. I don't recognize you. I don't recognize you. This is the Northern Ickenham Auxiliary, and it is kind of shit. It's F tier. It flows really poorly. Sunders are hard to maintain. It's really easy to spawn lock defenders. It sucks. Ickenham Biolab, probably an unpopular opinion, but it's F tier. It's one of my least favorite bases in the whole game. I would delete it. I think it's really terrible. I think it flows like ass. It's not even a good construction base. It's just bad. Southern Ickenham is also F tier. Really easy to spawn camp. Augur is a solid B tier. Augur is pretty good. I think it's reasonably well balanced between attackers and defenders. It flows pretty alright. It's a decent base for what it is. This is a Raxicom, not substation, it's network hub, I believe. It's a C tier base. Same problems as Augur. It flows pretty well, but it's really, or not as Augur, but it's spawn lockable. It's really easy spawn lockable. Sunder locations are not good there. I don't recognize you. This is Shadespire, and I never get to fight at you, but you're a C tier, because from what I have, you're actually quite decent. I don't actually have a whole lot to say on Shadespire. This is... I don't remember the name, but it's the weird three-pointer that's in the top right of Amrish, and it's actually like a B tier base. It's pretty fun. I wish it had better center locations, and I wish it had a teleporter for defenders, but other than that, I actually really like it for what it is. God, this video is such a clusterfuck. Moss Ravine is F tier. It flows really poorly. It's easy to spawn lock. It's bad to get Sunders in. It just sucks. It really just sucks. NC Arsenal needs another spawn. Otherwise, I actually believe it's an A tier base. Unironically, I do actually think NC Arsenal is an A tier base. I think it needs more spawns or a teleporter for defenders. And perhaps better Sunder locations. But I actually really like NC Arsenal when a fight gets going there. And that's why it's going so high. Quaddy Mountain is one of the worst auxiliary bases in the game. It's F tier. It's just underground. It just sucks. It really just sucks. This is another one of the Quaddy auxiliaries. Quaddy Mountain. It's C tier. It's a rather weird base, but it's pretty neat. You don't get to fight there a lot. It's got a really interesting layout, though. I actually quite like it for what it is. Genuine Physics Lab is like E tier. It's just too small for the amount of players that usually get funneled into it, and that's why it kind of just sucks. This is Cobalt Communications. Cobalt Communications is D tier. It flows pretty alright. It's a bit easy to spawn lock this under, but other than that, it's actually pretty okay. Fuck, this is... What is this? Northern... Heyoka? Or is this Deep Core Geolab? No, this is Northern Heyoka, because it's got the weird... It's got the weird vehicle pad. It sucks. It's F tier. Really bad spawns. I don't recognize you, so I can't put you in the deleted tier. This is a rather interesting picture to use, but I believe this is the Bastion. The Bastion is... Okay, here's the thing. When it wasn't a conduit base, Bastion was like a B tier base. Now that it's a conduit base, it's F tier. It just sucks. I hate conduit bases. They all stink. Rockslide Outlook is kind of shitty. It's E tier. It's really hard to maintain fights there. Defenders have a bad spawn. Attackers cannot get any good Sunders. It just doesn't play super well. I don't recognize you. You are the Ascent. Oh god, what am I going to rate the Ascent? Because I actually really, really like the Ascent, but it's not well designed to handle giant three-ways like it does nowadays. But I actually really, really like the Ascent. I think it's B tier. I like the Ascent a lot. It doesn't handle three-ways as much as it needs to, but other than that. Other than that, it is pretty good for what it is. This is the, I believe this is Mekala? Or it's Heyoka, it's one of the two. Look, all the amp station, or all the techs kind of blend together, okay. What tier were we dumping all the tech plants into? God, I'm even starting to forget my own damn tier list. I've been here for too long already. You were going there. This is... I don't remember, actually. Haha. Biolabs, we're all going in B tier. Again, pretty much all the biolabs are the same, no matter what continent they're on. Deal with it. What are you? This is... Huh. I don't recognize you. I think that's one of the Zelos auxiliaries, but I think I'm wrong. This is East Shore. I think it's called East Shore. It's, what is it, like East Shore Training Camp? It's middle right, Irish. It's okay. It's C tier. I don't actually have a lot to say on it. Shrouded Skyway is an S tier base. As a conduit base, it's like C tier, but I still love Shrouded Skyway. It was the best base in the whole game. In fact, we're going to move it to the front of S tier just because it's a great base. I really, really love Shrouded. It's not a great conduit base, unfortunately, but when it's not a conduit base, S tier, easily. Amazing base. This is another tech plant. I think this is Heyoka, if memory serves. God, where was I putting all my damn techs? There they are. Chemical Lab, Heyoka Chem, the one with the funny green poison water and the light bridges. C tier base, if only because you can just drop tanks into the water, which is pretty funny. Not amazing, but it's funny. Lithcore, this is Secure, the one that's near center. F tier base, it plays like shit. It's really hard to get good attack response. It's hard to actually have any fun as a defender because of how far the spawn is away from anything you'd actually want to do. It just kind of stinks. Scarfield Reliquary is an S tier base. I really love its flow. I really love its base design. Base spawns are generally not easy to spawn cap here for defenders. It's a good base. I actually really, really like Scarfield. West Pass Watchtower, on the other hand, is F tier. It's a perfect example of how not to do a tower base. It just kind of stinks. This is... It's the one that's near West Pass. Chimney Rock Depot. F tier. Attackers have terrible spawns. Point is too far away for defenders. Terrible base. It's awful. It's awful. This is Mekala Auxiliary. Mekala Auxiliary is like a C tier? Probably a C tier. It flows pretty well. I wish attackers had a bit better spawns. Other than that, it's fine for what it is. This is one of the checkpoint roads, I believe. But I don't recognize it exactly. Sewer Valley Arsenal is like D tier. It's a fun base when you actually get to fight there. Usually you just get farmed to shit by vehicles. Raven Landing is... Raven Landing. What are we going to consider Raven? Probably C tier. It's pretty okay for what it is. Attacker spawns are kind of shitty. Defender has pretty not enough cover, but other than that, it's okay. This is Wilcock Ecological, and this thing sucks ass. It flows really poorly. Its spawns for both sides are terrible. It's awful. It's so bad. This is another Wilcock Auxiliary that I'm forgetting the name of right now, but it flows pretty cool. It's a D tier. I'm trying not to spend a whole lot of time. I'm sorry. I don't want this video to take like literally forever to get. Fuck, we're at 28 minutes. Jesus, and we still have a whole last content to go. Oh boy. Okay, I'll try and speed things up a little bit. This is Wilcock Watchtower. It's pretty good. It's C tier. Flows well. Nice spawns. I like it. Another amp station. Where would I chuck it? These were all being chucked in C tier. This is one of the 2's auxiliaries, and I don't remember it. This is also one of the 2's auxiliaries, and I don't remember it. Rax's Firearm Core is E tier. I'm sorry, it's actually B tier. I really like Firearms Core when you actually get a fight there. The problem is it's really hard to get a fight there because it's so hard to actually get a Sunder anywhere near it. Raxcom Substation is E tier. Really, really hard to protect the spawn room. Really, really hard to protect Sunders. Point has no cover on it. It's just weird. Split Peak is F tier. It was already bad, and Conduit just completely butchered it. It sucks. I don't even want to talk about it. It's that bad. I don't recognize you. You are a tech plant, so you are going with the others that shall not be named. You are Granite Valley Garrison, I believe, and you are pretty okay. C tier. A bit of a wacky layout, but I actually like the tower for what it is. Decent attacker points, decent defender spawn. It's pretty okay. I don't recognize you. You are the Zealous Northern Auxiliary, and you suck. You are F tier because it's way too easy to camp spawn room. Zealous Bio is, of course, A tier, or B tier, with all the other bios, rather. Southern Zealous sucks because the attacker spawns are terrible, regardless of what side you're trying to push in, and defender spawn is super easy to spawn cap. It just sucks. I don't recognize you. You are one of the Warp Gate bases, Barrack Electrical, I believe. You're like D tier. I never get to fight at you, so I'm not going to comment too much on you. I don't recognize you. I don't recognize you, but I think you're another one of the checkpoint bases. And this is Crux, and Crux is E tier. It was butchered by Conduit. It wasn't super great to begin with, but it was butchered by Conduit. Why are there just 2 more Hassan bases right here? Regardless, I don't recognize them, so they're going in the doomed to death chamber. Okay, finally. Last con in Indar. Oh god, this video is going to be like 40 minutes long. Oh, Jesus. You're one of the gate bases, and I don't recognize you. You are one of the gate bases, and I'm choosing not to recognize you. You are okay. You are one of the northern gate bases, and you kind of suck, but you're okay to play in sometimes, so you're getting a D tier. This is one of the Dahaka auxiliaries, I believe. Just kidding, I don't actually remember what base that is. Benson Construction is F tier, really terrible spawns for both teams. Camp Connery, I don't get to fight at, so I'm actually just not going to rank it. But I think it's pretty terrible the one time I actually got to play there. Helios Solar is F tier. There's like literally no cover for defenders. It's actually just ass. This is South... What's the biolab in the top left? I believe this is South Sorva. And South Sorva is actually pretty good. I think it's a B tier. It's a relatively decent base, all things considered. I don't recognize you, or I'm choosing not to. Crater Firing, I don't get to fight at. This is another one of the weird... I believe this is one of the Dahaka auxiliary... Or not the Dahaka, the fucking... Is this a Mao auxiliary? I think this is a Mao auxiliary. It's D tier. It's fun. It's okay. It's just okay. This is Mao Watchtower, and Mao Watchtower is really terrible. Terrible spawns, terrible defender spawn. It just sucks. Positioned really, really poorly. Not fun. Core Med Labs, same problems. Really easy to spawn camp a shitload of defenders, and attacker sunders are basically impossible to maintain. It just kind of stinks. Sorva Biolab, you can tell it's Sorva because it has the really weird walls on it. It's fine, it's like all the other Biolabs. Tech Plant, this I believe is Mao, and it's going to hell with the other tech plants that I don't remember where I put them. I believe I put them in E tier. Indoor Excavation is one of the worst bases in the entire game. It's F tier. It's even worse as a conduit base, amazingly, but it was terrible always. That's a Dahaka auxiliary. That's the southern, not the southern, that's the, fuck, I think this is the western Dahaka auxiliary. And it is D tier? Probably. This is the Eastern Dahaka Auxiliary, and I never get to fight there. This is... I believe this is Paris Amp Station. It's going to jail with the other amp stations, but it's okay. I don't recognize you, or I'm choosing not to. J908 needs to be completely deleted and started over, fill it up with water, turn it into a Corsair Battle Dome. I don't care. As it stands, it sucks. This is Briggs. Briggs is like D tier. It's too farmable. As per usual, it's too farmable. Or rather, the spawn is too easy to lock. But when you get a fight there, it's okay, I guess. This is the Southern Mao Auxiliary, and it's shit. It's F tier, really, really bad Sunders, really, really bad spawn room. There's a single bridge to the capture point that you can just zerg the shit out of. It's so bad. Indar Comare is E tier. I was gonna put an F, but you can get good fights here. Defender spawn is too easy to lock. Attacker Sunders just suck. It can be a decent fight, but not often. This is Dahaka Southern, and Dahaka Southern is F tier. Really, really bad flow. Doesn't play well. I don't remember you, so I'm choosing not to think about you. Ceres Hydroponics is F tier because it's just terrible. It's positioned really terribly. The layout is not that great. It's not a super fun base. It's F tier, which kind of sucks. What is this? This is Galaxy Solar, I believe. I think this is Galaxy Solar. No, it's not. I don't. Never mind. I don't know you then. This is Howling Pass, and Howling Pass is F tier. Really, really bad layout, really, really bad Sunders, really, really bad defender spawn. It's just terrible. It really sucks. Crimson Bluff is also F tier. Wow, a lot of indoor bases sure going in F tier, huh? It's almost like most of them suck. Crimson Bluff is really terrible attacker spots, really terrible tower. It's bad. It's stinky. NS Material, on the other hand, is S tier, and it's probably going to be the only indoor base that goes to S tier, because it's actually great. It's amazing. I get good fights there all the time. It's a lot of fun. I like the layout of it. I like attacker spawn. I like defender spawn. Great base. Really, really great base. Another tech plant. This is the one that's in the bottom left. I believe this is Havar. Where did I banish all the tech plants to? E tier, okay. That's Havar Databank, and that is one of the worst bases ever. It flows like shit. It plays like shit. It's just awful. I don't get to fight at you. This is... You're a lot of broadcast, aren't you? You're C tier. You're okay. Defender spawn kind of sucks. Attacker spawn sucks even more. Okay, TI Alloys is... See, TI Alloys is like the weirdest base in this list, because it's like A tier if there's a great farm. It's F tier otherwise. Problem is, most of the time it's F tier. It's going to go in F tier. Alloys is a really great farm when it happens. It just doesn't actually happen that much. So, it's unfortunate. We're at 36 minutes. Holy fuck, no way people actually watch this thing all the way to the end. This is Crown. Crown is F tier. If I had to delete the base entirely tier, I would put it there. Crown is terrible. I actually hate Crown. I really, really hate Crown. This is a Zervan Auxiliary that I don't ever get to play at. This is Rust Mesa, and Rust Mesa is like E tier because the Sunder spawns all suck no matter what you try and do. Zervan Canyon, or is this Rashnu Cavern? It's Rashnu Cavern. It's decent. It's C tier. Flows pretty nicely. Sunder spawns kind of suck though. Rashnu Tower is garbage. It's F tier. Plays really poorly. It's placed really poorly. This is a Havar Auxiliary that I never get to play at. This is a Laudum. Biolabs were... Oh god, what were they? They were B tier. That's right. I'm losing my own mind at the end of this tier list. This is a lot of botany, and it sucks because of the way the attackers have to run across two very narrow choke points to actually get anything done. And for that reason, it just kind of stinks. That is... I actually can't tell. That is another amp station. You are going to go into C tier jail. This is one of the Warpgate bases, I believe, that I don't recognize, nor will I want to recognize. Same for you. You are a Biolab, so you are going into B tier. You are Rashnu Southern, and I never get to fight you, so you're not getting a ranking whatsoever. Palisades. Palisades is A tier. Palisades is the first indoor base to get A tier too. I really like Palisades. When you're not getting Doomslinger shit, I actually really like the way Palisades flows. It's fun. It's nice. This is a southern base that I never get to fight at. This is another southern base that I never get to fight at. Banu Archives is like F tier. It flows really, really poorly. It plays like shit. Snake Ravine is much the same. It's just, it's not built. It would be perfect for like a 12v12. Problem is, do you ever see 12v12s at Snake Ravine? Didn't think so. Crossroads is F tier. It sucks. You just get vehicle spam to shit in it no matter what side you're on, and it just stinks. It's not good. It doesn't flow well. It doesn't flow well at all. I don't recognize you, or I'm choosing not to. West Pass, or sorry, Indoor Bay Point, you never ever get to fight at, so I can't really rank you when I've never really fought at you. Don't recognize you. Don't recognize you. This is Regent Rock. Oh boy, what do we consider Regent Rock? Regent Rock is like F tier. Same problem as pretty much all the other towers. It just kind of sucks. Xenotech is also F tier. Really, really bad flow. Really, really easy to camp the spawn. Kind of sucks. What is this? This is the fucking Taric Northern Auxiliary, I believe, and it stinks. It flows so badly, and Sunder spawns there are so hard to come across. Taric Tower, wow, it's almost like it's the exact same problem. The tower sucks, and the fight itself sucks. Stronghold is D tier. It flows pretty nicely, but its vehicle spammed easily. Feldspar Canyon, I never get to fight at, but if I had to rank, it'd probably be like C tier. You're a Warp Gate base I don't recognize. You are Ceres Farms, and I don't get to play at you. You are, freaking, what's it called? Paris Tower, I believe it's called. Paris Eastern is actually a really good base. I actually really like it. It's A tier. Good base. I don't actually have a lot to say on it. Holy shit, we're almost at the end of the list. Taric Tech is atrocious. Where did I banish all the tech bots to? Right there. Taric Recycling is atrocious. Really bad flow, really bad spawns. Sucks. Arroyo Tor is like D tier. It flows nicely. It's pretty fun. 40 minutes. Fuck. Holy shit, I gotta get this video done. Serious Biotech, you never ever get to fight at. Paris Barracks is the same story. Highland Substation is the same story. Paris itself goes with all the other amp stations, which was, I believe, C tier was the tier we had chosen to banish them to. What is this? Scarred Mesa? Scarred Mesa is like a C tier base. Pretty easy to spawn camp, but when you don't, it's actually relatively decent. Copper Ravine, you never get to fight at. You never get to fight here. You never get to fight here. Holy shit. Oh my god. Oh boy. I'm sorry if this video is literally like a mess. I did not think this was going to take as long as it did. If you really want to talk about a particular base that I've talked about here, just ask me in the comments, and I can probably give a much, much better response here than what I've just gone through. Because I've just tried to whip through, like, what, there's probably 150 bases in the game? So, if you want me to talk more about a specific base in general, just give me a comment. And if you're still here, by the way, if you catch this, or if you didn't, or you maybe just skip to the end to see the whole tier list, in which case, here it is. Pause if you need to. If you watch the whole thing, my god, I don't know how you put up with me, but I appreciate it a lot. Like I said, kind of a weird video today, because the sidearm tier list went to shit. That'll be tomorrow now, because I don't want to re-record it today, because I don't want to do that again. So, yeah, thank you if you're still here. Thank you for putting up with my dumbass for 40 minutes of me rambling about bases, and, yeah, thank you all, and I will see you all again, tomorrow. Bye. I'm tired.